Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dimitra Tsoutsou from PRAXI Network 4 in Greece. And as Carolina said, we are partners of the FPCAP Working Group Africa Consortium. Today, I would like to share with you some information on funding opportunities for African participants, mainly through the Horizon Europe flagship program. So here is a quick outline of what is going to follow. Firstly, I will give you a general overview of the Horizon Europe program, and then I will move to specific examples of funding opportunities for African participants. Then I would like to briefly talk about the Africa Initiative program, and I will also give you some more information on other EU-Africa collaboration schemes. And finally, I will share with you some useful links and contact details regarding the funding opportunities information. So let's start with a general overview of the Horizon Europe. So the Horizon Europe program is the European Union's flagship program for research and innovation and covers the period from 2021 to 2027. And this program intends to deliver scientific, technological, economic, and societal impact and to foster competitiveness. In this slide, we can see the structure of the program that is made up mainly of three pillars: the excellent science, the global challenges, and the European industrial competitiveness. The program is also implemented through the European Defence Fund and complemented also by the Euratom Research and Training Program. So if we look into the pillars in a bit more detail, we can see that Pillar 1 reinforces the EU's scientific leadership and aims to promote the development of high-quality knowledge and skills. The second pillar supports research and innovation that addresses societal challenges and industrial technologies. Whereas the third pillar focuses on promoting all forms of innovation, but in particular breakthrough and game-changing innovation through the European Innovation Council. Later on in the presentation, we will see specific elements in more detail. So, Horizon Europe, in terms of budget, will have a contribution of almost 100 billion euros for this period. And as we can see in this pie chart here, the largest part of the budget goes to Pillar 2 for global challenges, followed by the excellent science pillar. The program has a global approach to research and innovation and enhances international cooperation. Specifically, entities from all over the world can take part in Horizon Europe projects, and researchers and innovators of any nationality can apply for the grants. Examples of funding schemes include the consortia projects, the Marie Curie, and the ERC actions. In addition, in the framework of the Horizon Europe program, we also have our targeted international cooperation actions, like the Africa Initiative. In this slide, we can see briefly some statistics about the African countries' participation in the Horizon Europe program so far. So up to date, we have more than 400 grants that have been signed for 616 unique African participant organizations, corresponding to a net EU contribution of over 300 million euros. So now, in the second part of this presentation, we can explore together some specific examples of funding opportunities for the African participants. We will mainly concentrate on the first two pillars, Pillar 1 and Pillar 2. And we will start with the actions of Pillar 2 that are divided into 6 different clusters. And each cluster has specific core topics defined in the work program of Horizon Europe in areas such as health, culture, energy, space, mobility, civil security, food and natural resources. At this stage, we should also note that the calls are open for consortia of research organizations, universities, SMEs, and industry. The eligible countries that can participate in these joint research projects are the EU member states and their overseas countries, as well as countries associated to Horizon Europe. However, eligible are also third countries like low and middle income countries, and as we can see in here, most African countries are included in this category. If we now move to Pillar 2, Excellent Science, we can find here funding opportunities under the Marie Curie actions. These actions are directed to researchers' training, mobility, and career development. And in the Marie Curie program, there are actions for different levels of experience, and therefore all levels of research experience from PhD researcher to upwards can participate. In addition, the actions follow a bottom-up approach, and all areas of research are supported. And finally, any research performing organization, public or private, worldwide can participate. So, specifically for Africa, the Marie Curie actions offer fellowships for postdoc researchers from African countries to spend up to 2 years in a European group, or for European researchers to spend up to 2 years in African countries. In addition, African institutions could participate in doctoral training networks and staff exchange consortia. Continuing to Pillar 1, we also have funding opportunities through the European Research Council, the ERC program. ERC is actually the premier European funding organization for excellent frontier research. It funds creative researchers of any nationality and age to run projects based across Europe. And as we can see in this slide here, there are various ERC funding schemes depending mainly on the experience of the researcher. Researchers from African countries are welcome to apply and, if selected, are eligible for funding to establish a research group in Europe. I will now pass to the targeted international cooperation actions that include the ambitious and comprehensive Africa Initiative Program. And up to date, the implementation of 2 phases of the Africa Initiative Program has been completed. Africa Initiative 1 is the first phase, and it was part of the Horizon Europe work program 2021 to 2022, and it had a budget of 350 million euros, whereas the Africa Initiative 2 had a budget of 300 million euros. Both initiatives reflect the EU-Africa joint priorities on research and innovation through open calls of proposals in areas like health, green transitions, innovation and technology, as well as capacities for science. And of course, the calls for proposals require or encourage actually the participation of African entities. Currently, the European Commission is working to secure the continuation of the Africa Initiative for the Horizon Europe program 2025. And we are expecting the launch of the program within 2025, and thus the Africa Initiative 3 is expected to happen within this year as well. Finally, in this slide, we can see some other EU-Africa collaboration schemes. The first one is the Intra-Africa Academic Mobility Scheme, which is the EU's program to encourage international learning mobility across the African continent. This program actually offers scholarship opportunities to Africa students for master and doctoral degrees, as well as to university staff members. The second scheme is the Erasmus Plus program that offers mobility and cooperation opportunities in education, youth, and sports staff. And in this program, organizations from most countries in the world, including most African countries, can take part. At this point, I would like to conclude my presentation, but before that, I would like to share with you the following useful links where you can get a bit more information on the EU funding topics that I have presented today. So thank you for the attention, and we remain at your disposal.